Yeah, so got it. When adding a dealer user type, dealer selection is required. So I thought of it in two scenarios. First scenario is when you select the a dealer as part of the dealer user type, and then second scenario is invalid data. Now, when it comes to selecting the dealer, um, you have the option of if you only have one dealer in the system so far, and also if we have multiple dealers in the system. So that is the test scenarios I was able to come up with.
Okay. So I see that invalid data, that means you are saying don't select any dealer, right? That's what your
Yes,
invalid selection.
yes,
So that's one
yes,
scenario you have. And then the first main scenario you have is select one dealer, right? Um,
yes.
okay. And then second scenario you have is select more than one dealer. Now, how did you come up with more than one dealer? Is
Oh,
there even
so
going
I
to be
think the way,
feasible based on the design of the document, based on the design?
yeah, so I was thinking of it more like, let's say if you have more than one dealers in the system and you're trying to set up a dealer user. For instance, if you have just one dealer in the system
Mhm.
and you're setting a dealer user under that system, the because you only have one dealer, just that dealer will pop up and then you just select a move.
I see.
But in a case where you have multiple dealers, then you will have to um go through the drop down menu and select which particular dealer you want to
Okay.
choose for that particular dealer user.
I see. So you
That's
still
how
have,
I was
you are
thinking of
still
it.
selecting one dealer, right? In
Yes,
either of the
so I'm still
scenarios.
selecting one
Okay.
dealer. Yes,
I see. I see. So, okay, I see. So you broke it down. You have only one dealer in the system, in the whole Arfloan system, and are you able to select that? If you have more than one dealer, are you able to still select one, or are you able to select more
one.
than one? Right?
Exactly.
That's what you are trying to. Okay, and dealer not
Yes.
not selected. So that means you are not able to select, or you are. Can you now? Can you clarify this requirement? Like when would you do this process?
So
Because that will give you some
this
idea
is
about
when
the.
so this is dealer user. So this is when um um we've we've we have a we've been able to have a conversation with the dealer and the dealer has signed the agreement with us. And now we want to sign up the employees of the dealer so they can start offering the loan application, the credit application service to the client. So this is more about manage users.
Manage users. Okay, so your context is correct. Um, okay.
So, Thomas, I have a quick question for you. Between
Okay.
the only one dealer and more than one dealer, what will be different in terms of your steps or expected results?
So in terms of the steps, the expected results will be this. So in terms of the steps, once you get to the side where you have to choose dealer, if it's just one dealer, there's no drop down. It's just whichever one dealer is available just shows up and then you just have to automatically select. But where you have multiple dealers, let's say one, two, three, up to 10 dealers, then there will be a drop down where you choose the particular dealer which is tied to the dealer user before you can proceed.
So, do you feel that it'll be a more redundant check in the system to check if there is only one dealer or more than one dealer, right? So if there are more than one dealer, the way that you will select it will be the same. Even if you have one dealer and if you give a drop down with just one entry, wouldn't that be a more natural design and the consistent way?
I think so, yes.
Right. So I think it's your thought process is correct, but then you have to take one more steps and look into it to see if both of them are redundant. In this case, right? If you go with the mindset whether the dropdown will have one or more entries and you're doing the same selection, then essentially they are redundant test cases, right?
Yeah.
So it's something to think about it, the normal design
Okay.
pattern.
So I guess
in
in
a
this
s-
case, it would mean that it just have to be two trees, not selecting, and then one when you select.
True. So, right. So in this scenario, right, you will have um, two different scenarios. One is you select the dealer and see if you can create it successfully. Other scenario, you don't try to select any dealer and try to save it and see if it fails. Right? Does that make sense?
So would that be
All
like
right.
a negative
Can you
scenario?
guys hear me?
Yeah. So you have one positive scenario and one
Mhm.
negative scenario.
Okay.
And the reason why you still have to do two different in this case is in the negative scenario, you're trying to save it without making any changes, right? So the steps will be a little bit different, and therefore it's two different test cases.
Okay. Because I only did two scenarios. Dealer selected and no invalid data. That's it. So I wasn't sure whether I needed more than that.
So if you have what Thomas is showing on the screen, then I
Yes,
think
yes.
then I think it is fine.
Okay. Okay.
All we were clarifying for Thomas was whether they will have one item in the list or multiple items. They will still select one anyway,
Okay.
based on the design, right? They cannot do it. So now if they are able to select multiple, your first scenario will fail. So you select one dealer. Are you able to select more than one dealer? Then that scenario will fail, basically. You can technically separate it out, but as Dilip said, I mean, it would be most likely redundant,
Yeah.
basically at that point. So as long as you have a couple of test cases, couple of scenarios here, I think you should be all right.
Okay, sounds good. So should I go to the?
Yeah, if you have a test case, let's just quickly pull that up, see what you have for the test case here.
Okay, so for the test case, I chose the no dealer selection one, and so I think I'll just start from
Yeah,
the title.
yeah, just title. Yep.
No dealer selection while creating a dealer user,
Okay.
and then the precondition is site admin exists, and
Okay.
that is admin one.
Okay.
No dependency. Test summary, validating that a dealer user account cannot be created without dealer selection.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Yep. Okay.
Okay. And then these are the steps I have down.
Okay.
Log into Aflac homepage. I
Okay.
don't know what happened here.
That's okay. Yeah, that's a typo that you have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So homepage displays, and then you log in as site admin using credential, and then the site admin page opens.
Okay.
And then navigate and click on create new user. A blank new user page opens.
Okay.
And then select dealer user from the user type drop down.
Okay.
A blank dealer user page opens.
So I think your step number 4, result number 4, right? Doesn't match with expected result here, right? So But is this selecting a user or dealer? What are you selecting? Are you selecting dealer user or dealer, or what are you selecting when you are creating a user?
I'm selecting dealer user.
Okay,
So
so
this
you are
one is like,
selecting a dealer user type as a dealer user, right? That's what you are
yes,
saying.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And then you enter the personal data of the new dealer user, and then you click create. And then
Okay.
system gives you an error indicating that dealer selection is required.
Okay, what are you missing here? When you select dealer user type, what else is required? Because you need to supply the important piece of information here. Anybody has any thoughts? What is he missing here in the step 4 and 5?
He needs to click on manage dealer and then go, right?
That one is a navigation item, but when he's entering the information, right? What
The
is he missing?
dealer list, I mean, he need to choose the proper dealer. So
Proper dealer, right? So the dealer
Yeah.
selection. So you need to say here, but his test case, remember his test case is don't select a dealer user,
Yeah.
right? So here, so you are omitting that field. I mean, I would explicitly say that do not select basically any dealer in the dealer list, from the dealer list. Okay, I mean, you want to clearly say that, otherwise it's not clear to me what exactly you are trying to do. Do not select dealer from the dealer list. Or leave dealer empty, basically dealer selection empty, right? So that will make it clear as well for the folks.
This works.
Do
I
not
have a
select it.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or on number 3, he says navigate and click on create new user. Where he's gonna navigate? Where he means
Navigate
about
to manage user functionality, right? So he's missing the statement there. Navigate to manage user and click on create new user. So manage user module, right? That's what he needs to navigate to. You can say access manage user functionality or navigate to manage user functionality. If you are familiar with the design, if its information is available, you can say explicitly how you can get to that create user. But you haven't seen the site, or you don't have access to that detail. So, but you still need to access the manage user functionality. So you can simply say that navigate to manage user functionality and click on create new user at this point.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right.
So for this
Okay,
one,
wait. If you go
sorry,
up, right?
sorry.
I want to go yeah, leave number 4, number 5. Okay, so number 5, you click on create, right? Enter personal information. I would say that enter required information for access. So you are saying that you are not selecting a dealer, right? But you need to enter at least the whatever minimum required information for the user, right? Otherwise, you're gonna get a bunch of other errors along with the dealer selection error. Is that what you're expecting? I mean,
yes.
so you just need to
Yes.
say what fields you are entering. Okay, so you need to explicitly lay out whatever are the other required fields for the user. You can simply put that in the test data. So
Okay,
you are
like
supplying
name.
all the fields, all the required fields except dealer selection,
Yes.
right?
Can you be more specific on the requirements, on the details requirements?
Yeah, so in the design document, right? If you look at what is required, what are the required fields for the user? So you will have first name, last name, maybe email address of the user is required. So there are few required fields, data elements that is needed for the creating a new user. So he needs to supply all of that. Now, if he's creating a dealer user, then dealer is required or dealer selection is required. But he's saying in step number 4, I'm not going to supply dealer but I'm going to enter all the minimally necessary fields for user creation. So he needs to be very explicit on that, specify that very clearly, what fields and what data values he will supply for the user creation fields that are required. Without that, he may not be able to submit or do proceed anything, basically. Okay, he might get other errors along with the dealer selection and whatnot. Does it make sense? So in the design document, you can see as part of the entities, there are what is required in order to create a user. So you need to supply those fields.
Okay.
So in this case, the required information, I'll put it in the test case, in the
In the
data,
test
right?
data, test data. Yeah, yeah.
So I'll say required
Info for user. Yeah. So I think if you scroll down a little bit, I think you have some first name, last name, whatever you have, right?
yeah.
Yeah, address. But is that all you need, or you might need email?
Yeah. So this is what I just put. Well, I didn't want to put a whole lot, so I just put just these.
Well, if somebody else looks at your test case, right, and they try to run it, they will only put that information. They'll be missing out on other things.
Okay. What other information do you think may be
So
required?
that is you need to refer back to the design document and the user entities. See
Okay.
what is required in order to create a user.
Can I just add the fields that I have added is, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, just a second. The password, first name, last name, street,
Okay.
city, state, email, cell phone.
Yep, those are required fields.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, those all fields you will need.
You will also need
without-
active inactive field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed that.
Okay. All right. I think it's making more sense now. Thank
Okay.
you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the text data, he says dealer and dealer one, but I thought he did not select any dealer.
Right. He does not need to select any dealer.
Yeah, but on the test case, he put a dealer one. So is that supposed to be a dealer user? Because since he didn't select any dealer, how did he have?
Well, I think it's
go ahead.
in the precondition. I think I didn't state it here, but a dealer must exist before you could choose to
Right,
say
right.
not
That's
selecting a
correct.
dealer.
Yeah. So you can say dealer exist or dealer
Dealer
one
exists.
exists.
Yeah, and
Dealer
then
one
I'll say
exists
dealer one.
in the system. Yeah.
Yeah. So dealer one exists. I just chose not to select dealer.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's correct. Does it make sense, everyone?
Does it make sense, Joyce?
Yes.
Not me. It doesn't still make sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So Joyce, what he's trying to do is he's saying the dealer one exists in the system in the precondition, right?
Yes.
And he also put that dealer in the test data. That dealer one exists in the drop down list, whatever, right? But he's not in the step. He's not using that piece of information. So that's kind of like an extra piece of information, Thomas. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you can put that in, but if you are not using, that's okay sometimes. Because you may not use all the fields, or you might update your test case and or your step will change. So you can include that in the test data, but you are just not using it. Joyce. So if he removes it, it might make it more clear to Joyce.
Yeah, because when he goes up on the title, he said no dealer selection.
Right.
I think. So if you say no dealer selection, then somebody's okay. I think my point is you didn't select it. So forget about what are you also saying that even though there's a dealer in there, but I chose not to select. So I'm a little kind of confused. Then if you leave it out, no dealer selected, then here you say dealer still exists, but you didn't use it though. So whether they exist or not, your choice is you opted out to use a dealer. So why are you telling us that I didn't use any dealer? Still, dealer exists.
Yes, yes. So Joyce, I mean, there is no right and wrong answer here.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can write a little bit differently, right? You
Mhm.
might omit the dealer information from the test data
Okay.
because you are not using it.
Yeah.
He chose to put that in, which is
Okay.
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 Yeah.
I
Both
see.
has a valid point. Okay. I mean,
Okay.
both can be okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just an extra piece of information he has.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right. Yeah.
So am I okay to stop sharing?
Yeah. In the post condition, right? I mean, so you will not have anything in the post condition because you are not creating any dealer should not be created. So if you go up, right, what is your verification step? Okay, so verification, you are validating the error message is displayed, indicating dealer selection is required. Okay, and dealer is not, yeah, that's assumed that dealer is not created because you are showing the error. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Anybody has any question on the test case?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay, that was good. I think you can stop sharing.
All right, thank you.
Harshal, can
Alright.
I share the 2.2 requirement test case?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So my requirement is username is auto-generated based on last name and first name.
Okay.
And so my scenario is user sorry. So yeah, so the test title is auto generation of username with first name and last name. I'm choose the positive scenario.
Okay.
And then I
Alright.
just put the precondition that dealer exists in the system with dealership name like Honda, and he has some ID. And then site administrator with valid credential as identified in the system. I just put
Okay,
the date.
so you selected here dealer exists in the system with the dealership name, Chairman
Yeah.
Honda. So are you creating a dealer user?
Yeah, the user
what
type is yeah, the test data I mentioned here, that user type dealer user
okay.
here.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then as a site admin, I'm generating the, okay, so I just wanna,
Sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Bhagyashree, before we go,
okay.
right?
Okay.
I don't know if
yeah.
we talked about the tree or not, right? So do you feel your tree is complete?
No, it's not complete. I mean, I just picked the positive scenario here. So this one is like no first name, no last name, and no first name, no
No, but
last name.
even on the positive scenario, right? Remember, you
Okay.
have to think around because you all have written it B Smith 1, right? So you have to put those scenarios in the tree
Oh,
as we
this
talked
one.
in the
Oh,
class,
okay.
right?
Oh, yeah. I think I've just mentioned here, but not the person.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure your tree is not complete,
Oh, okay.
just in case. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And then, okay. So
So
here
with Bhagyashree, one more thing. So with that,
okay.
depending on which scenario you choose, your precondition or what is a precondition will
Yeah.
need
Sorry.
to change
So
as well, right?
precondition is here. The dealer exists in the system with dealership name, and then site
Okay.
administered with valid credential as identified in the system.
I know,
The
but you are,
precondition.
so are you testing B Smith or B Smith one type of scenario?
I'm just the B Smith.
Right. So what you are
Yeah.
saying is there is no user with
Yeah,
that
there is no
combination,
user. Yeah.
right?
I
So
mean,
what are you
yeah.
expecting is a generator B Smith with
Yeah.
that combination. So nobody,
Yep.
none of the user
In
has
the
a first
system.
name as starting with B and last name as Smith.
Yeah. Correct.
Right. So you need to put that somewhere in the precondition somewhere.
Right. That's a third
So here.
precondition.
Okay. So here you said, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in precondition.
Yep.
Okay.
You need to clearly state that, yep, there is no user in the system that has first name starting with B and last name as Smith. because otherwise
Okay.
your scenario will be invalid.
Oh, okay. So
Because
okay.
you are expecting Smith to come out
Okay.
when the username is generated, right?
Okay. So there is no user with
There is no user exists in the system
okay, there is
that
no
has
user.
who has the first name starts with B and last name as Smith, right?
Exists.
Because that's
Oh,
the
okay.
scenario you are testing.
Yeah.
And I think I would clarify in the test title as well and put a little bit more details in the summary as well, so that just to make it clear what scenario you are testing.
Okay.
It says for kind of like a first name, last name, but again, what is the scenario you are testing? You need to put that in.
So
The
this
first
case
time,
validated that
yeah,
username is generating with first name, last name. Okay. So for like first user.
yeah, for the yeah, with that combination, I guess.
I will just edit that. I mean, okay.
Yeah, you have to just word it kind of like what we did in the
Yeah.
precondition, right? Similar things you
Yeah.
need to put that in.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So here, I just start the browser and type URL for the application. So the
Okay.
Arfloan application home displayed, and I just log in as site admin that specified in data section. So for site admin, I put the here, I mean the username and password. I not mention over here.
Okay, L training is for lender. Okay, so just
Yeah.
because when you are executing it, you will not be able to create the L training. L
Okay.
training is for lender users. So
Yeah.
you want to
Okay,
put the real data. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So the log in the system and site administrator homepage displayed. So I just put the navigate to manage user section. Click on create new user creation tab displayed. And so I just put the create dealer user by entering following information. So I just put the first name Bob, last name Smith, the password and email address. I choose this from the design document actually, those information. I mean, for we need that. And then dealer user created successfully with username bspeed. And then I just log out button as site admin, and then site administrator is successfully log out of the system. And then log in as new dealer user, type the username bsmith and password gtraining, and then dealer user bsmith is successfully log in the system and dealer homepage displayed. And then, yeah.
Okay.
So I just put the post condition here. Post condition dealer user is created successfully with username bsmith.
Okay. Okay. So now you can say, yep, you created a bsmith user. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if you run the same scenario again, what would happen?
I think I need to put the bsmith 1. I mean, if
is that what you're gonna do? Because then your scenario is you are testing different scenario at that point.
Sorry, can you repeat again what you said?
I mean, if you want to run this scenario 5 times and you want to ensure the bsmith is always generated, do you know what you need to do? You always, because your scenario, I mean, your data should
changes and the precondition we have to change too.
No, the precondition. Why would you want to change your test case?
The bsmith already exists, and when we enter the bsmith user again, precondition changes. There is no user exist in the system. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, so it will create issue, right?
And
for you
then
guys.
it will be another scenario where it generates bsmith 1 and incrementing sequence.
Well, but you're gonna have different test case for bsmith 1.
Yes.
Right. Because then if both scenarios you are running again, and let's say you run the bsmith 1 scenario first, that's gonna fail again, right? Because you're gonna get bsmith.
Yeah, if the precondition changes, if we take up there is no user exist in the system, that's a different scenario.
So you when you run it, you want to ensure that there is no user exists in the system
Yes.
with this combination, right? So
Yes.
so generally what you would do is you clear out the data from the backend.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the simplest thing you want to do. When you are
Pass
running
breather is a delete
rerunning your
assertive
test
and
cases, yeah,
manageable.
you clear out the test data, and that is kind of like a part of the SQL that you can write a small scripts to clear out certain things. Okay, otherwise this test
Okay.
case, if you run 3 times, I mean, it's gonna fail. But how do you ensure that there is no user exists in the system? It is part of the precondition, but you want to make sure there is no user exist.
Okay.
That's
got it.
where your SQL backend skill comes into play. Okay, and you need to go and actually run the script to delete out the user. Then you come back and run it and see what happens. It should pass that time.
Okay.
All right, so that's the importance of precondition, right? Because it's just not some simple things. You have to make some action in order to make sure the precondition as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I think other than some clarification, right? Yeah, I mean, thought process wise, I mean, it looks fine to me. I mean, what you have is correct.
So
yeah,
I have a question. I just need a quick reminder on how the tree scenario would have to look like, because I heard Sabato saying it's not full, it's not correct. So
Yeah, so that's what Dilip said. I need to create the scenario with the complete one. I just mentioned over here, but not on the tree here.
right. So first name plus last name, you will have multiple scenarios, like a B Smith.
Yeah.
So
B Smith, yeah.
so
here.
first time, basically you are creating a user, or second time you are creating a user, that will give you B Smith one.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
With that
so I have to
combination,
mention here.
basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I stop my?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Anyone else? So we still have one more to go.
I can.
Okay. So let me go ahead and stop sharing.
I can share my.
Who is sharing? Marilyn?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so mine is a test case.
Okay. Do you have a scenario tree, or you wrote down the scenarios? What are the different things you want to test for before we dive into the details?
According to your instruction in that section, you said a couple of things had been covered. You just need to write test case only.
Okay. So my instructions weren't clear. So that instruction was only for that requirement. Okay, so that's what you understood. That then let's go ahead.
Yeah, that's the way I understood
the,
it better. But I'll write the
gotcha.
scenario later. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no worries. So let's see. I'm assuming you have positive scenario here, basically. Yep.
Is it possible to zoom on the link so we can see clearly right now?
Yeah, if you can zoom in, Marilyn, maybe like you see bottom right corner, you see 100% right now. So you can just make it to maybe 120 at the bottom right on your screen. Yep.
Just click on
plus. Yeah, yep. That's it. This is good enough. Yeah, 180 is good.
Is that good? Better?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah,
Or too
it
small?
is good. It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, so this is rec number 2.4, which the test title is "System shall notify by email or via email to dealer Arprep user area manager 1, regional manager, should have written there 1.
Okay. So Marilyn, here you wrote down the requirement, okay? So,
Yeah.
but what is, when you talk about scenario, right? So are you trying to approve or reject? When they should be notified? During the approval or rejection? What are you testing?
Testing that they are able to receive email notifications.
But in what scenario, what case? Are you going to approve the application or are you going to reject the application?
I'm logging in as one of the users above, so I'm going to log in as area manager to check if I have received the email notification for approval rejection by the lender.
Okay, so you are going directly to the verification step.
Correct.
Can you go up a little bit? Let me see what your requirement is here. So system shall notify via email to dealer, all these people for any approval or rejection by lender. Right? So that is the requirement. So there could be multiple scenarios here. These all people, all those folks, they are mentioned. So when when you need to understand when this requirement comes into play, right? And how do you trigger the email for this? So does anybody understand the flow here? Can anybody explain me the flow? What should be the flow here for when you are testing or writing the detailed steps?
Okay, so if I'm understanding,
yeah, go ahead, Joyce.
Okay, if I'm understanding in the test title, you want when the decision is finally made, whether it's approved or rejection, that is when the person is going, these members or personnel are going to get the specific result or the answer, whether it's approved or rejected. So we should just make a decision. So just say maybe the email will notify that the lender has approved the loan or has rejected.
Or maybe reject. Yeah.
Well, you can. So you have two scenarios here. Either you are going to approve as a
Approve or
lender,
rejection. Or rejection.
or you
Yeah.
are going to
So
reject.
choose one.
But those will be two separate scenarios.
Scenario. Yeah.
Okay. So here you can pick one. Let's say lender is going to approve in this test case.
Okay.
This is what you are simulating. With that, you still need to write all the steps regarding the application process
Like
and the approval.
creating and then assigning and then.
Okay, so here now we can go to your steps here. Okay, I think everybody is trying to get to the understanding. Most of you have it. If not, then we can come back and see what's missing here, right? So Marilyn, if you scroll down to the steps, see what you have. So I think at this point, what you started with our area manager, right?
Correct.
Actually logs in. You already assume that application is approved by lender.
Yes.
Or rejected by lender, right?
Yeah.
But you should technically start from the step one, from the dealer standpoint.
Okay, I see that.
You need to start from, because you need to simulate what user is doing, right? And you need to follow the flow, business process flow, and approve the application. So dealer needs to submit the application, lender needs to approve it, and after the approval, basically, you need to log in as well. First of all, how do you know who will get notified?
The requirement says so.
I know, but the requirement says so, but you have to prove it that these are the right people that those are getting email. So how do you know who will get an email?
So you just have to go back to the system and then put their credentials in so that you can check their emails to make sure they got it, right? Or
no, but before even you check the credential, you check the email, right?
Yes.
How do you know these are the right area manager or right regional manager? They are getting the emails. There could be 5 area managers, right? There could be 5 area managers in the system. How do you know only area manager one supposed to get email, not the other
So
four.
they have specific unique ID.
So there is only one person
One
who
area
is linked,
manager.
one area manager linked. So that's why something like that.
How do you know there is only one area manager link?
I think that was there in the. That's what you told last time,
Yeah,
right?
design
There is
So
only
it has to
one person in
specify
the design document.
that a
So
particular lender or a particular area manager, we can't just say lender. We have to say who is the lender. If it's a dealer, who is the dealer? Is that Jermaine or whoever? That kind of thing. So that's where I got my idea from. I was looking
Okay,
at it from
so
that perspective.
okay, so if I see, how do you know which? So who is tied to that application? Do you know which area manager it falls under, or which regional manager the application falls under, or which what is the third guy?
It should be in the
So-
credit application when submitted.
Is it in the credit application? Pull up the. Can anybody pull up the credit application design? Basically, show me where exactly it is. Because that's the important. I'm telling you, this is important piece to understand
So
before you
Harshal, are
write
you
any steps.
sorry? So you are trying to say we need to mention that is the specific lender, specific dealer.
No. I'm asking a question here. How do you know who's supposed to get email? If there are 4 area managers in the system,
Oh,
how do you know
Arfrep
which one gets
user.
an
Okay,
email?
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Arfrep user, regional manager user. We have
Yep.
to mention that name. Okay, yeah, got it.
But
Yeah.
how do you know who gets email? First of all,
So you
We
just
need to check that. I mean, we need to verify that. Log in as a. We have to log in as area manager, log in as a Arfrep user, and
no.
then we need to.
Again,
I don't think that's what
it's
he
we are
said.
talking about emails, right?
Yeah.
Before even you get an email, you need to understand who's supposed to receive an email. Requirement says, right? Arfrep manager, area manager supposed to get an email.
Yes, yeah.
So if I approve some credit application as a lender, how do you know these are the 3 people that they're getting the email? They are the right ones.
So is it because that they have their IDs,
ID. Yes.
their IDs linked to their emails? So
Which email? So where is that link? Who has that link?
the lender.
Lender does not have anything. Check the lender
Dealer?
information.
The
So I think
system,
everybody
the
is,
system, yeah, so they are in the system already. So I thought the last time we said when they are in the system and they are created, the ID is automatically pops up their email.
yeah, but see, system will do whatever you think they're supposed to do, but you as a tester has to prove that yes, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Okay.
But you are not proving here anything here. If you don't understand the hierarchy or the relationship between the information that is laid out, you're probably not going to be able to write the test case. So all I'm asking is, how do I know which area manager ties to when somebody approves this credit application, which area manager, which specific area manager email will be
Area
called?
manager is connected with the dealer entity.
So it's with the dealer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So and how did you came up with that conclusion?
I mean, I
What
checked the dealer.
tells you in the document?
Yes, he creates the credit application and then submits to lender, and then.
Okay.
So we have.
So,
the
but what is this?
email
Is this selecting?
What?
So how? But when the dealer is submitting credit application, right?
Yes.
Is he selecting? Is he or she selecting the area manager or anything?
No, just the lender.
Then how do you know who is tied to who's supposed to get? So where is that relationship?
Because he is tied to the dealer user. Credit application is tied to the lender and to the dealer, right?
Okay, so but where the area? Because they're not the ones getting the email, right? They are getting it, but that's But this requirement says area manager, regional manager, they all should get email.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a separate requirement. Okay. So how do you, so again, goes back to the same concept. Who are these people and why they are being notified? Or how they are related in the system?
Because they are the
There is a,
Do
you
you
need
do
to select
executives, they are managers of that.
What is that, Joyce?
I'm just saying because they are the I was looking for my book to say they are the if you look at the decomposition, they are just the managers of that department or that dealership.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. So where in the document the relationship is defined? Can anybody tell me?
On the
Well, in the
In
users,
which document?
The decomposition.
Decomposition of functional document.
No, it's not under
Oh,
functional.
so
like in
that-
users,
oh,
Okay.
Let me go back there. Please.
would this be the, I'm not sure, but the system design document and credit application, you have the application ID, the lender ID, the dealer ID. Is that the
Okay.
one?
No, so that is for lender and dealer. I agree. I mean that they have a
Right.
relationship defined. Now,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
how so if I say how they are related to the area manager, regional manager, and other folks?
Okay.
I think through the airphone.com, that's the central.
That's a general statement, right? I mean, we all know they all
oh,
are Arfloan, but how do you know who's supposed to get email, right? That's the problem that
That's the
you have
question.
here.
Okay.
Yeah. And where is that relationship defined?
that
I
diagram.
believe
Oh,
I believe every dealer is assigned to specific lender or area manager, right?
So where do you see that relationship? No, that is correct.
Is in the
Every
requirement.
dealer
Right?
is assigned.
So
Where
when you
is that in the?
select, when you create an application, when you select submit, it will ask you to select the lender. So it's since the lender is already like linked to your account. So probably that's like the only choice that you have. You don't have like thousands of lenders. You have only maybe like 1, 2, 3. Like I'm not sure. So I'm just.
I know, but lender is not related to regional manager. And do you know why they are notifying this area manager, regional managers? Why they didn't see email?
For the credit application, the only one should receive notification is the lender. Why the area manager need to receive notification? Is the lender choice to approve or deny the application?
That is correct, but here the requirement states that these guys also need to be notified.
So I think that
requirement.
So when
yeah,
it comes
this
to
is requirement.
So when it comes to the credit application, it's only the lender that receives it. But when it comes to the approval or rejection, it goes to the area manager, the rep, and the other users because it helps for inventory and accounting purposes. So being the area manager, you need to be able to have a sense of how many loans have been approved within
That is correct. That is correct. But how do you establish that? Why? Because nothing exists in this world, right? Without that, so there has to be some sort of relationship somewhere. Systems are not built in vacuum. Just like in our day-to-day life, right? We have some relationship, basically parent, child, whatever is there. They are getting notified even though they are not in the picture, right? So similar things. Where is that relationship? But it has to be defined somewhere in the document. And I don't think you guys understand or you guys know where that relationship is defined.
It says Arfloan design diagram, web application design diagram, maybe there.
You can't define anything from the design diagram, right? It is always in the data section. Okay, who is related to whom? when you are, so how can you tell lender is related to the credit app? You go to the credit application data section and say who is related to which lender and which dealer. That's how they relate, right? Same thing. How do you know the RFREP and area manager are related? Why they are getting notification for this specific application when lender approve or reject? There has to be somewhere in the document.
Yeah.
Is that a logical dealer data relationships? I don't know.
It's not, it's never a logical. It's always in the data section. Now I gave you a lot of hint here. It's in the data section. Now you need to look into data section where how you need to start doing the jigsaw puzzle. How this guy is related with the application. Through whom? It might be third party they are relating with.
Yeah. I mean, dealer has RFREP in the information.
There you go. The dealer has RFREP, right? And RFREP has what?
RFREP is assigned
Have
to
you
a
read through
specific
the
dealer.
user entity?
Yeah, okay.
Right. So have you read through the
The
user
RFREP has
entity
area manager.
section?
Area manager.
Dealer
The
has
RFREP belongs to the
RFREP has
area manager.
Yeah.
And regional manager has area managers.
Right. So there is a hierarchy there. You need to understand that data part. Okay. How these things are related. Okay. And and if you establish that relationship, that 50% of the work is done for you from the back end. So you can make any sense out of it, basically, if you understand those data entities and data relationships. Okay, that's very important.
Okay.
I know you guys, this is first time probably you are encountering. So, but next time when you look at it, you probably will look at more closely.
Okay.
All right. So, but now, but can you tell me, so lender, when the lender approves it, let's say lender is approving the application, how they're gonna figure out who is getting what? Can somebody summarize for me? How did these guys will be notified when lender approves it?
Well, we'll connect through the hierarchy.
Hierarchy, right? So lender, you know the dealer, right? Because application, when they approve something, they know who the dealer is. Now every dealer has an RFREP user assigned. Every RFREP user. So at that point, every dealer will have RFREP user, right? So you know which RFREP user the email needs to go to. Now every RFREP user, so that's specifically, let's say XYZ is RFREP user, or Bob Smith or B Smith is RFREP user assigned to that specific dealer. Okay, now B Smith, if you look at the data elements, there is a regional manager. If it's RFREP user type, you will have regional manager or area manager assigned.
Area manager.
Area manager assigned, right? Every RFREP user.
Yeah.
Correct.
Let's say, what is that? B Smith, we said RFREP has a C Smith as area manager. Okay, assigned. Now, if you look at the C Smith, that will have regional manager, which could be R Smith. So you can figure out the hierarchy in the basically, and create your test structure so that you exactly know who's supposed to get email. If anybody else gets an email, your test will fail.
Okay.
Because these are the only three people: B Smith, C Smith, R Smith. Those three people, and they have their own email, right? Associated. They are the only three people they're supposed to get an email. That's what you are testing here in this scenario. Okay. When a lender approves the application, those three guys needs to get an email. Okay. If your data is set up properly, if your credit application is assigned to that dealer who has that hierarchy set up. If they have different hierarchy, obviously your test data would be different. Okay, it's a complex scenario, but I just wanted to get you something thinking in the terms. All right.
Here we are like, when we create the application, we'll get dealer email, and then who is his RFREP.
Not dealer email. Well, you don't need a dealer email, right?
No,
you're not validating that.
Yeah. We will know in the steps in the test
Dealer, who is the dealer?
we,
Yeah, who is
we
the
will
dealer?
note down the dealer and then
Okay.
we'll have to go backwards.
Yeah, he
Yes.
says we start with the dealer from the dealer
I mean,
standpoint.
yeah, step.
Yeah, step. So we
Well,
start from there as the first
your
step.
your steps doesn't change. What change will be? What will change would be your preconditions.
Okay.
That
Okay,
dealer
so
XYZ exists, who has Bob B. Smith assigned as RFREP.
Okay.
B.
Uh-huh.
Smith RFREP exists, who has C. Smith assigned as a area manager.
But
Mhm,
for
mhm.
logging in as our rep and checking their email, we have
But
to
you are
know
not.
which our rep email we have to collect. So
Well,
where to collect that email?
when you set up RFREP, right? Because you need to make sure B. Smith, C. Smith, and R. Smith also exist in the system as a user. How would you know what email they'll be getting?
Okay.
Because they have email addresses, right? When you set up.
yeah,
So you need to think through all those different things.
Gotcha.
The precondition
Yeah.
will be a little bit bigger here. All
Okay.
those guys need to be set up with the proper data and email, everything.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
so they will never log into the system Arfloan to check the email. They will always go to their mailbox
Okay.
to check the email.
Thank you.
All right. So I think I'm not sure anybody wrote close to that, but I think that test case requires some work. Okay, this test case requires additional work.
Okay, cool.
I don't think anybody, based on the discussion here, I don't think anybody else wrote it similar way.
I think we did the all the names in precondition, but probably didn't state it as the way you stated it, like in a hierarchical way. So
Yeah. You just need to think it hierarchical way. In every
yeah.
system, you're gonna encounter this. Okay.
Yeah.
You need, as a tester, you need to figure out, understand the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is documented, like in Arfloan, like we have, or you talk to the developers
Okay.
and
Thank
figure
you.
out how, or talk to the business analyst. What are these things? You need to
Okay.
ask so many questions. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I saw the managers, but not in the way you explained. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. So I would suggest leave this guy for homework, right? Make sure everybody writes it
Okay.
before Saturday, right? And complete this test case, detailed test case.
Okay.
This is a good exercise. I think that this test case will give you a lot more clarity around
Yeah.
the system.
Okay.
And if you have to refer to the data section, I mean, you don't have to memorize everything, but you always go to try to figure out the hierarchy. That's what the investigators do, right? The QAs are more like investigators. So they try to grasp, look at all small piece of information, try to get a bigger picture out of it.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anything else here for you from you guys? I'm hoping everybody's writing the test cases. Okay. I know we reviewed only 3 people here, but I'm hoping you all have at least few test cases
Yeah.
now, so that when we start talking the tools and other things, you will have that handy, so that you can copy paste wherever you wrote from the Word document and just start putting into the tool. So at that point, your thought process, major work is done. Writing the test case on piece of paper or document is done. Now you are just doing the labor work. You have to start picking up the labor work, start learning the tools, how you can use the tools to make the process more efficient, and so forth. Okay, before I get into any of those things now, if you don't, anybody has any question, let me ask you one last time. Okay, so I'm gonna get you one URL here. I think some of you probably try to hit the application, probably didn't come up, right? I'm pretty sure you guys did that, because whatever URL you have is incorrect. So I'm gonna give you the right application URL. Because you will need that. But let me quickly go over that one as well, that portion, so that you can play it on your own time as well. Okay, so I just pasted in the chat that URL, and I'll be sending out in the email as well. But I just wanted to give you that URL. So let me go ahead and share my screen here.
How's the chat?
It's not in the chat box
Yeah,
yet.
we did not.
Oh, sorry, I've been only sending to Dilip. Okay. All right.
That's okay,
Okay,
Arshil. I
there
was
you go.
validating it still works.
Then he doesn't need it.
All right, so I just sent to everyone. So you can simply click on it
Okay.
and make sure you bookmark it how you want it. But you will end up on the Arfloan website. Okay, this is our test site or test environment. And as you can see, there is a place to log in here, right? And there's this is a home page. This is when we say end up on the home page, this is where you're gonna end up. Now you will have the credential. Credentials should still be valid. Whatever credentials that you have. So L training, S training, G training, all those different credentials. And
Sorry, my bad.
oh, no worries. Just take care of it. Hopefully nothing serious. But the credential should be still valid. So you can type in username, password, and log in, right? This is where you're gonna, this is where you will end up on the homepage. I just want to go over this site quickly so that you understand how the developers have designed and built it, okay? Now, so far, you might be writing some generic steps, right? May not be writing like enter credentials and login, something like that. Now, this is a super user homepage. If you are logging as a dealer, you might see different things here at the top, right? But there is a user management functionality, dealer management, lender management. Okay. Now you don't see, this is a super admin. So you don't see credit application here.
Okay.
But if you go to the dealer homepage from here, then you will see calculator. You will see enter application data. You can check the loan status and so forth, right? So let me just go to the calculator here, since you guys are familiar with that, right? So there's a loan amount. And if you have 1,000, what is the expected output based on the test case that you wrote?
So
What are we expecting?
$30.
$30.
$30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least you guys remember that those who wrote the test case,
Yeah.
make sure you validate against 30, right? So this is where they do it. This is where you go and basically do the new credit application. You can do that right from here, or you can search for the existing one, or you can pick out a specific dealer. Since I'm a super user, I'm seeing all the dealers. Okay, these are all the dealers that exist in the system. Let me log out from here. So we log in as a G training. Okay, and now I'm logging in as a dealer, German or whatever, Tansky, Toyota dealer, right? And my RPrep name is Jim Smith.
Yes.
Manager, it doesn't show here, but who is my RPrep? That's what it shows. And when I come here, enter app data, I'll directly go to this credit application submission. This is where I need to.
Okay.
It shows not secure. Is that something to worry about in terms of security?
What is it?
It shows insecure.
That's okay, because it's a test data, right? So test data is test data. You're not going to input the right social security number in the lower environment. In the production, yes, you will have the PII information. So you want to have it secure. Right now, it's not secure. So never put the right information. You can just create some dummy data. That's what is called test data. Okay, kind of like if I pull up any existing credit app here. Okay, it's trying to pull up the existing 21241, right? And who is assigned to, so I can see it, repair facility, all these details. I should be able to see which dealer or lender it's assigned to, right? There you go, test lender 2. Okay, so it's assigned to test lender 2, this credit application. Now, when the test lender 2 logs in or test lender 2 employee logs in, they will see the credit application, they will approve or reject and so forth. So I'm just giving you over here, but you can play around. This is a test application. You cannot do anything wrong. Okay, but your job is to make sure this application works as expected. That's what you wrote the test cases here, right, for this application. But why I'm trying to show this application, now you are ready to execute the test cases. So you follow your step-by-step instruction. You come here, let's say you're executing calculator. So you're gonna follow you will log lender, whatever, dealer, G training, and you try to log in. Okay.
What's the password?
G training.
Training.
Okay,
It's
everything
training.
is in your booklet. It's
Yeah.
training. All the passwords are typically training, but it's also in your binder. If you flip to the second tab, you will see this thing after separate second tab in the binder.
So Harshal,
Yeah.
so you create these, you guys create this auto repair website for us, right? To practice only.
Not for you, not for you. It's for our client. But this is a test instance where you can work through that application.
Oh, this is a real website. It's not a demo to do the exercise, right?
Well, this is a test site, so it's still a test website.
Oh, okay. But it's
Okay,
not
but it is for a real client, but it is a test website.
Oh, okay.
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 So, but I'm showing you here, you know, you're not hitting the production application, which is used by the live users. We will never give you that. Okay. Well, because you're going to crash that system and we will never get business. But anyway, so you're getting this site as based on the requirement, right? This is what the developers built it. Now you are ready to move forward with the testing and all those things, right? So you will come to your test cases that you wrote down and you will start executing line by line instruction, what you wrote down. You might have to revise your test case based on the design a little bit, because here you end up on a dealer homepage, you click on calculator, right? So you might have to update a little bit. How do you get to the functionality? That's all. But other piece will never change. You are inputting loan amount as 1,000. You should be in 1,000. When you calculate, you should get 30 back. That piece of functionality, that's what you are testing for the loan calculator. Something similar. Okay. So I'm just giving you the site so that you can play around. Basically, at least get familiar with the site and correct your test steps. Okay. When we start inputting into the tool on Sunday or Saturday, this coming Saturday, right? Not Monday. This week we are meeting on Saturday. So when we regroup on Saturday morning, I'll go over the actual DevOps processes and other things. Okay, so that you understand how this tool, how this agile process we can utilize for our Arfloan project, and what you need to do from quality assurance standpoint as a QA. Okay, so for now, just play around with the application, maybe create a user, something like that, like a dealer, one of the dealer users, so that you understand how the functionality works and so forth, which will help you write the test steps. That's all. There's nothing else. So remember, you were practicing writing the test cases, right? While the developers are developing it. Now at the end of the implementation phase, you completed writing your test cases. You are given access to the site as well. Now we'll talk about execution on Saturday. Okay, and so forth.
Okay. So Harshal, we need to log in as a super user, right?
You can play around, just get familiar with the site. So you log in as a different users, right? Where different users at, because your test cases are for different written for different users.
Yes.
Some test cases you have written for a super user, some test cases you written for dealer user,
Okay.
some as a lender user. So you need to make sure you are able to log in and just get familiar with the functionalities and features.
Okay. So if I want to create a dealer user, I can log in as a
Yeah, you
site.
can create it.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't change the passwords of the existing user, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That we have given you, because it will impact everybody. But you can create new users, new dealers, new lenders.
With same
Maybe submit
credential,
new.
right?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
same-
You are QA. So yep.
Okay.
Or different credential. I mean, I don't think you will be able to create with the same credential, because
Okay.
system will not allow training as a password. Okay.
Okay.
So you can create whatever password you want for those users,
Okay.
and it's perfectly fine.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Think of
guessing
it.
that
Those are your test data.
yeah, I'm guessing
Yeah,
there is
go ahead.
I'm guessing there is no bugs or defects in case there is any. Do you want us to report
Oh,
that? to
no,
you?
no, no. These are test sites. So how do you expect no bugs? Because you are a QA, you're supposed to
Oh,
find bugs.
so do
That's
you
why you
want us
wrote the
to-
test cases. You
Okay.
are working with the requirements that you are given. So you wrote the test cases. Your test cases and your job is to compare what you wrote. When you execute, see if they matches. If it doesn't match, it should create a defect. But we'll
Okay.
talk on Saturday. How do you go about creating defects using the DevOps tools and so forth? Because we haven't really talked any of this, right? So I want you to focus on here when I get to the site is just play around it,
Okay.
get familiar with it, and
Yeah.
so that you understand what the flow is here, and so forth. But I
Okay.
think it's pretty much what you have, right? From the test cases standpoint, I don't see anything different based on what we reviewed so far
Yeah.
from the flow standpoint. So, because business process wise, I think you guys are almost there. You may not have exact thing like, hey, in order to get to the calculator, click on calculator button. That's not what we want you to write anyway. We want you to write something business terms like access calculator functionality. That could translate into click on a calculator. That's how you access calculator, which
Okay.
is perfectly fine.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So any question on this thing? Saturday will be a busy day. Okay. So make sure you guys join in on time. We'll start there. I think it's gonna be, you guys will do a lot of work with the DevOps. So we'll go through some of the agile processes, and then we'll dive into the DevOps processes.
So
right
DevOps,
after that.
Harshal, DevOps is it a testing management tools? Is that
We will talk on Saturday.
okay? Okay.
We'll go in depth. Okay. So you guys will do a lot of hands-on on the DevOps, because that's important for you. What that process is and how do you go about as a QA.
Harshal,
So
Yes.
on
I
this
am
night,
not.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead first.
Oh, Mary, go ahead. No, ask your question. That's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, on my screen, on my page, I just see for the Arfloan website, I just see a login,
Log out.
login. I don't see sign in or create an account.
No, you don't need to create account. We already gave you the accounts, right? You are not creating accounts on the Arfloan homepage. You have to log in first as a super user, whoever has access, right? Only those can do certain activities. So you need to log in as appropriate user.
Yeah, put as training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And training as a password.
Okay.
It's
Right.
in the binder. Yeah, it's in the binder, right?
Yeah, it's in the binder. It's on the online
I'll find
PDF
it.
document as well. Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. All the users should be there. So
Got it.
depending on what activity you are performing, you need to log in as a different user to do the activity. If you are performing activities as a lender, approving or rejecting, rejecting the application, then you need to log in as a lender user to do the work. Okay. Anything else, Dilip? Dilip, you want to add here? I don't have anything else here today to cover. I think we'll wait on Saturday.
So you don't want to like start with the DevOps. We'll start on Monday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
Saturday.
I mean Saturday.
Yeah. Yep. We will
Just
just
remember,
dive
everybody,
into
it's on Saturday.
Yep.
Here is what I would recommend, right? Now that you have access to the application, run your test cases through it and see if you need to update any of the instructions.
Right. Yep. Yeah, an important part is complete, at least have 5 to 7 test cases individually, right? So that you can work with the tool easily. And I would say document within the Word document. If you have not done so, just get into habit of writing with the Word document. So that when we talk on Saturday, you can just copy paste directly from Word document to the tool.
So Dilip, can you repeat that? I don't know, you said about the application match with the test steps, right?
Right. So remember, you wrote a whole bunch of test cases, right?
Right.
The Word document like that.
Right.
Now that you have an application, you can see it, the layout of how to navigate and what to navigate.
Right.
Make sure you update
okay.
your test cases to reflect that.
Okay.
Right. Your expected results should still be the same, right? It's the test steps which will most likely change.
Action will change. User action side of things. You are expecting $30 out of 1,000. That's not going to change. But how do you get to the calculator pay? That could change.
Right. So we have all these steps. Go to the Arfloan.com Azure website,
Right.
Yep.
and then go to the calculator. When you click on the calculator, whatever shows on the website, we just have to write in the steps, right?
Yep. That's right. That's exactly what it is. That's all will change. Okay. Other things will not change. Like important step is, hey, is the calculator working as expected? Is it giving me $30? That part doesn't change. That's the core of the functionality. Steps will change because you did not have those steps earlier.
And I have a question, Harshal. So is this the last day for the test case we create, or are we going to create more in future?
Yeah, you will always have more.
Oh, okay. Because we still need to work in test case.
Oh, definitely. So I'm not sure how many you wrote, but you can always create more. I mean, there are so many requirements in Arfloan, right? So at least we gave you a bare minimum, like a one each, but you can always write more.
Okay.
For complex scenarios,
you have 15 requirements that you went through it. Probably between those 15 requirements, you have at least like 40 or 50 test cases that you can write in.
Yep. Different scenario,
probably
right?
You wrote it only about 10.
So
you still have ways to go.
Okay.
The more you will practice, the more it will become a second nature.
Okay.
I can clearly see the progress that these guys have made. So at least the work that I have seen, I think that's definitely has improved a lot since we talked last time. So I can clearly mark that as a progress. What we discussed today is a progress as well.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else had any question?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question, Harshal. Short question. So to create a negative scenario, right? So by following these steps, right? So can we make a scenario, negative scenario, by following these steps, right? Like if you put $1,000, that's a positive scenario, right? So how we can create a negative scenario from these steps? if you follow these steps, like whatever in the website, maybe put 0. Oh yeah. So something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, and see what happens, right? Because that's what your different scenarios are here.
Right.
Now, sometimes the developers are smart. If you type in X, right,
Okay.
they will
Okay.
not even allow you. But in this case, they are allowing you. So, but then it throws you error message
Right.
here.
So that's our negative scenario
Yep,
before.
yep.
In
But you
okay.
you can still input right here, like a -10. What happens?
Okay.
Right.
Oh, it's still some.
Those are some of the scenarios that you had.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, how do you get to the page? Those doesn't change, right? In those scenarios, all you have different test data.
Right.
If you really think of it, right? Last two steps are different. What is that you are verifying? What type of error message you are seeing? That's different.
Okay. Okay.
Harshal, this password is not working for me.
It will work. I think I just logged in with 3 different passwords. They are working. I'm not sure which one you are using.
I'm using the one in the binder.
So I think all the passwords are training.
Yeah, training is the password for all logins, and I'm using that. It keeps coming login failed.
I know, but which login you are using?
A super user.
No, so what is the login? What is the credential? What is the login user ID?
S training.
S
S
training.
training.
Oh.
S capital S, capital T, capital R, and then lowercase everything.
Yep, it will work because I just logged in a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's just a typos, okay? If you come up with the typos, you make sure you're typing in the wrong password or correct password and the usernames. That's all.
So Harshal.
Yep, I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay. What time? I'm sorry. Okay. So if we so when we log in as a dealer here, right, in this website, so I can put my like I can submit an application. So in that application form, maybe you already told told us about that, but like in the social security like requirement or first name, like my data, should I put my data like maybe
Never
sometime?
put your own data. Okay, these are test systems. These are not secure, so never put your right social security number.
Okay.
Just put some 111222333. Who cares?
Oh, so system gonna allow that one?
Yeah. I mean, system not gonna check. It
Okay.
says the data that you are inputting. It will
Okay.
just take it. Now, if
Okay.
you put just one instead of 9-digit format, system might throw an error because it has to be 9 digits or 10 digits, whatever.
Okay. So after I submit, so when I log in as a lender, after I log out as a dealer, and when I log in as a lender, I can able to see that application I submitted, right?
Yeah, you should be. Yep.
So I don't have to look for the email notification or stuff like that.
Well, if you are executing that test case, you should.
So I can put my own email, and I should
you
get.
make sure you create when you are executing the test case, you have to set up your test data, right? Preconditions, all those needs to be valid before you can execute. So make sure you have right lender, right accounts, and right email accounts and everything set up so that you have access to those emails to log in and work through it. Check whether you received email or not.
Okay.
That's where your time will go. Okay, when you are executing the test case, you might have to do the test data setup based on the preconditions that you have. But we'll talk on Saturday. Okay, well, what is that you need to do? How do you execute? How do you capture the results? How do you identify defects? All those things on Saturday. Okay. Anything else? If not, I mean, I was planning to wrap up in basically a few minutes otherwise. And we'll regroup on 8:45 on Saturday. All right, so starting this week, we're gonna dive into new topics every session. Okay, there will be a lot of different tools, technologies. So I'll cover what we are going to cover, tools perspective on Saturday as well. And then we'll dive into the first tool, which is Azure DevOps. And then going forward, it will be different things every week. Okay, every session. So. All right. Okay, then I think we can wrap up here if you guys don't have any other question then.
Oh, you're not walking us through the Outlook email thing?
Yeah.
What Outlook email?
We'll cover that on Saturday. It's Azure DevOps setup account.
Oh, Azure DevOps. No, that's on Saturday.
Okay.
That's the topic for Saturday. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to cover now. It will take some time.
Herschel, can I share my screen? I want to
Yes,
show
go
you.
ahead.
I created templates. I don't know. I try to create a templates, and I don't know. Should I do these? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, we have Excel template as well. Yeah, I mean, whichever feels comfortable. Generally, companies have their own standard templates.
Okay.
So they will not let you create one. Okay,
Yeah.
companies will provide you one,
Okay.
which could be Excel, could be Word document, depends.
Yeah, just to practice, I create these templates.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to create from scratch. I think there are plenty on the internet. You can just grab one if you want.
Oh, okay. I got some kind of like inspiration from website as well, so I try to make it from scratch.
Sure. Yeah, and when we talk about tools, you probably not gonna. So you will not be writing in the template anyway. Afterwards, after Saturday, you will be writing in the tools, all your steps and everything. So these templates, yeah. But document what are 5 to 7 test cases at least in this template so that you can copy paste in the tool instead of typing word by word. That will make it much faster. Okie dokie, then I think we'll see you guys 8:45 on Saturday.
Okay. See you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's up to you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Yep. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.